Today we're going to look at Chia pooling. It's one of the most requested things in my comment section. When I originally started Chia, I didn't have any intention of joining a pool. But the net space is growing so fast, way faster than I was originally expecting, and the time to win Chia, for me, is going down and down and down. And this is especially concerning for those of you who don't want to just throw thousands of dollars at hard drives. You might still want to win Chia, every now and again, once a year. Basically, a pool will allow you to win Chia more consistently and make your returns more predictable. So the question is, are there official pools out there? Are there any risks to this? What things do we need to look out for? And those are the things we're going to talk about in this video. But first, you're watching Coin Breakthrough, and if you enjoy this content, we post new episodes every day at 10 a.m., sometimes even more than that. So if you enjoy cryptocurrency, Chia, and you want to stay up to date with what's going on, please be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now, let's get back to it. So first, I want to start with concerns. All right, so there is a big pool called HPOOL, and they are currently getting over a quarter of all the rewards. And based off of the top Chia farmers, it looks like in the last 10,000 blocks, 30% went to one address. And I'm assuming this is HPOOL. And this is a concern, especially with things like 51% attacks. As a pool gets closer and closer to half of the network, the concern is worse. The integrity of the network can be thrown into question, and people don't like to see that. Now, before everyone freaks out, the network is growing beyond just HPOOL. So if you take a look at, unique address count and network decentralization, and you can see that the network is becoming more decentralized, but at the same time, this is becoming very concerning, seeing the numbers for the top farmers, having 30% go to one address. That's a big concern. And the net space is just growing at an incredible rate. I wonder how much of this is for this pool right here. So it could be that this 30% goes up over time. I guess we'll have to see. So that's the real concern. And people are talking about this like crazy. You can go through Reddit and see everyone's comments about it. And one of the big problems is that there's not really an official protocol for pooling in Chia. And here's an article from Chia a long time ago, November 10th, 2020, but I'm pretty sure the state is pretty much the same, and we don't have pooling fully implemented yet, but are building in hooks to make two approaches to farmer pools work well in the future. So ideally, pretty soon, we're going to have some more options besides just one pool. The fact that there's just one pool, if someone wants to pool their resources together, they're just going to go to this pool. It's pretty much the only option out there. There are some concerns I have with it. So for one, it's in a different language for me, so I don't really know what I'm getting into, which makes it a little concerning. I don't know I can't understand what they're saying. So they might be saying certain things that I might not fully understand, and I don't want to get scammed or have any of my cryptocurrency lost. There are other concerns as well. Do they need your seed phrase? Is this something that is going to give them access to your cryptocurrency funds? And there's actually some debate on this right now. So basically, if you take a look at HPOOL on GitHub, they say that they do not need your wallet private key. Now, I've had other people tell me that if you go through this installation or you're using this pool, that you actually do have to type in your private key. So I'm not clear on how it actually works. And to be honest, I'm not going to find out because I don't want to download any software that could potentially put my Chia at risk. And that is just a general rule, right? Anytime you're downloading cryptocurrency mining or farming software, there's a risk that there are viruses attached to that. And I say this because I've had an incident like this where I was downloading cryptocurrency mining software, and I found out when my computer was the fans were going at 200,000%. Well, it turns out there was a cryptocurrency mining software that was running in the background that I could not close out of. Anytime I'd close out of it, it would reopen. And this was basically a virus on my computer that was earning someone else cryptocurrency. Attached with that, I don't know where that came from because I was downloading a bunch of different mining software that all of them were trusted, popular ones in the mining industry. So I don't really know where that came from, but a concern is beyond just that miner virus. There could have been a virus to basically look for private keys on my computer. And when someone finds your private key or your seed phrase, it doesn't necessarily mean you lose your funds immediately. They could just have that seed phrase and monitor your wallet. And if you put a lot of funds in there, then they can take action and take your funds. So it's not an immediate thing So, what happens if a few years down the road, there's some wind going on here. What happens if a few years down the road, your funds just disappear and you don't know what caused it? That is a big concern I have, and definitely something when it comes to downloading software from a website where I can't read what they're even saying, and I don't really trust Google Translate to do the job fully. So that is pretty much my biggest concern. I wouldn't want to go into this software and potentially risk my cryptocurrency. Now, if you are going to do it, if you're set on trying out this pool, you have to be very careful. Basically, I would do it in isolation, so you can use a new wallet, and ideally it's not on a computer that has the private key or seed phrases for other wallets, and that's at least going to keep you a little bit more secure. And there are guides out there, so how to farm Chia on HPOOL, and it talks about the different risks. HPOOL is safe, but it isn't completely trustless. You will withdraw Chia to your wallet from HPOOL and so forth. So there is a lot of debate on this entire topic, and it's not something that I'm willing to take risk on myself to figure out the entire truth, because like I said, I'm not going to download this software. My thoughts are that you should just continue to plot as a solo farmer and just be a little bit more competitive. I mean, it's not too late to win Chia. Literally just yesterday, I won 6 Chia, and it said my estimated time to win was 2 days. So I think people just give up a little bit too easily, and I think a lot of people who are like, oh, it's too late, I can't win, they probably could have won some Chia by now if they just did the work. So don't give up quite yet, and you can wait for pools coming in the future. One potential concern is that you might need to replot, but I think there is work being done so that doesn't need to happen, but we'll just have to see what the state of pooling is in the next couple weeks, I guess. Yeah, so what else? I wanted to show you this just as a thing of encouragement. I finally farmed 2 Chia overnight. Don't give up, just be patient. Another thing I wanted to note about 51% attacks, it is still risky if someone has 40% of the network, for example. It could be the case that multiple pools could own 51% of the network, or it could be the case that one pool owns, let's say, 40%, and they are able to take ownership of the network for just a few blocks before the 60% of everybody else is able to beat them. So on the Bitcoin wiki, here's an example. If the attacker controls 10% of the network, but the merchant waits for 6 confirmations, the success probability is on the order of 0.1%. So basically, the higher percent of the network that one pool owns, the higher percent chance that they can manipulate it. It's not so much that once they hit 50%, they can finally execute attacks. It's more of, as they increase closer to 50%, the ability for them to execute attacks increases. And that could temporarily throw the network into question. So for the sake of everybody, start plotting on Chia, win some Chia. Let's fight these pools. We don't want them to get to 100% of the network. Come on, let's keep winning. That's all I have regarding Chia today. Let me know in the comments section if you've tried out HPOOL or if you know anyone who has, what you think of it. Is it legit? Is it trustworthy? It's just not something that I can fully say right now. My gut instinct is don't do it, but I know some people out there are, so let me know. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to subscribe. If you want to be in the moment with cryptocurrency, you can check out my cryptocurrency community. It's a one-time purchase for lifetime access where I'm very transparent of how I'm spending my money, what cryptocurrencies I'm investing in. None of it's investment advice, but it's a great way to stay up to date in the cryptocurrency industry. So stay tuned. I'll see you in the next episode.